Riding the rides? You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, he's going to check that out.
Are they still? No way. Okay. Well, okay. Okay. What? Jen. Chisholm Trail Expo Center. I'm all for it, but everybody needs to be off the rides. I know that. How far is this? How far is the line, the Lightning to Enid right now? Let's go ahead and zoom on in.
Yeah, and I've been watching the Enid cam. I mean,
Yeah.
the Lightning is tremendous back to the west.
Okay, is Marty, is he in Enid? Is his GPS a little bit behind?
He's on.
Oh, he's on the west side? Yeah. Okay, so, okay, Lacey, Lacey,
Yep.
Lacey, turn the Lightning on.
Okay.
I'm just curious. Okay,
Mine's
what's the
anything.
distance between
To
Marty?
Lightning.
How far is that? Between Marty and the Lightning, 10 miles. Yeah, that needs to be shut down.
It's less than 10 miles for some of the strikes, 7 miles.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Lightning can strike 12 miles away. Let's go to Marty Logan. Let's go to Marty Logan here. And hey, Marty, are they getting off those rides? Because if they're not, they need to be in Enid. Lightning can easily hit this area. Lots of metal. And yeah, those things, yeah, I would not be riding a ride at this point in Enid. Go ahead, Marty, give us an update. Lightning about 10 to 8 miles away. It's too close to be on the rides up in Enid. Go ahead. We have Marty?
He said he was going to go out and talk to them.
Knowing him, he's out
actually
there.
did.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
He hit the red button for him to get him off the ride.
at the Cherokee Strip Regional Heritage Center.
Okay.
That's what it is. Okay, we stand corrected. Doesn't matter what the name of it is, they need to get inside. They need to quit riding the rides. Not good. This thing's gonna come barreling through here. There's gonna be a lot of lightning, and you don't wanna be on anything that's metal or whatever. No. Don't do it. Nope. Okay, so anyway, parents, if your kids are there, text them, tell them to get back in the vehicles or whatever. You don't want to be on the rides, okay? I'm just a dad. Okay, let's get to it. Let's go back to links 1 and, all right, so this is up north. This is the gust front where you see the red. That's the damaging wind. It's knocking on Renfro's door. That little area of spin we had is still here.
That's what I was looking at. There you go.
It's right here, and it really wrapped up on itself. It's right here still. It's going to Renfro, pretty close to Renfro. It's not tornadic, but we're watching it. And these things change so quickly. They can spin up, produce a tornado, and go away. It was pretty tight. It might have weakened a little bit. Might have weakened some. It's right here. It's going to Renfro. So damaging winds for sure on top of that. Okay, and here's your gust front. Now moving through Kremlin, back down to where Marty is. When Marty gets back in, let us know. We'll talk to him. Gust front is almost on top of Marty. It's going through him right now. Looks like the wind's picking up. Justin, Marty's back in the truck. Can you hear me? Is he ready to go?
I went in and warned everybody. The winds are hitting right now. We're going to have to turn. I think they're going to be launching tents and everything else out of this carnival.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, Justin. Okay. All right. Thank you, Marty. Let's go back to, I'll tell you what, Lacey, take this just for a second.
All right, I was just looking at the Enid cam right now, looking to see as things are hitting. It's in the town of Enid for sure. Lightning is picking up, and the winds are picking up. So here's a look on radar. Go to links 1 if you can, and we can leave Marty's shot up because I know he's checking things out there. You can see the gust front coming through. That's that green line coming from the west. It's going to be a west wind. We've had gusts all along here of 60, 65 to 70, and further north the winds are definitely stronger. But just to the west of Enid, Lahoma had a gust to 67, David, and that's what this is bringing right into Enid right now.
Yeah, so Enid, 60 to 70, and some gusts to 75. And I mean, it's coming in. Let's go ahead and zoom on in here.
Okay.
Let's see where the wind is.
Okay.
Let's go in tight on Enid for our friends up in Enid. And Marty was telling the folks there to shut that place down. And they need to be. So this is where this carnival, we'll call it that, I guess, at least for now.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, carnival, whatever. And here's Highway 81 and Highway 60, right, 412. Marty's here. The winds are just now hitting Marty. I'm looking at his shot. It's not crazy. I'm worried about the wind, obviously coming through. There's tents and all that kind of going on. And Marty said there's lots of tents still up, and also the fact there's lightning. And lightning is easily within striking range of Enid, and especially West Enid. You do not want to be outside. Lightning, we normally say, like when the softball tournament was going on in Oklahoma City and we were canceling games, even though some of those games there wasn't a drop of rain, we had lightning within about 12 miles, and you clear the stands. 12 miles or less is kind of that threshold. If there's lightning, and these are lightning strikes, there's their location from cloud to ground or ground to cloud. And we've had some lightning within that 12 mile. How far is that, Lacey? How far is that right there?
The lightning strike.
Uh-huh.
Let me see here.
And up to Marty.
Up to Marty, yeah, 3.5 miles.
Yeah. So, man, no. No. Don't do it. Okay. Back to, I tell you what, let's see what's going on up north.
Okay.
A little farther north here with Brandon Wells. And he's going down Highway 64. He's going to Lamont. He's in Pond Creek now. Let's go back. Let's check in with Brandon and get an update. And he's in Pond Creek.
Yeah, he's about to get gas right now.
Okay, can he talk to me real quick?
I think he's still on.
Okay, if he is, let's get an update. Brandon, if you're there, give me a quick update before you get some gas. Go ahead.
Okay, David, right now, we're in the town of Pond Creek right now, and so far our winds have only been about 45 to near 50. Give me a second. I think they're about to, here we go again. Let's do it again. We're about, here we go. Let's see, that's 57. So not near as strong as what they were back at Nash, but they're starting to come up right now, David. So anybody in the town of Pond Creek really needs to be on guard because these winds could pick up in a quick hurry.
Yeah, for sure. And like you've had all evening long, 60, 70, 75. And you might get lucky or unlucky and get a wind gust to close to 80. And that's in Pond Creek. That's northern Oklahoma. So we're slicing and dicing these storms. And these guys and gals are doing what we call precision storm chasing, where we kind of just bump the line, you get in it, you experience the wind, and then you get out ahead of it, you look back at it, and we just kind of go from town to town on the east-west or west-east roads, okay? And we're just kind of bumping the line. You get in it, you sample the wind, you get out ahead of it, and you keep going. Enid Cam on Lynx 1, there you go. And
it was bumping a lot more than it is right now.
Okay.
Right when the gust front first hit.
Okay.
It's still shaking.
That's Enid. And Marty Logan's right there. And we'll see what the winds do. Marty's, and we'll see if we start to get some power bumps or power flashes and things like that. Okay. Let's talk about Oklahoma City. And the line is making its way down towards the metro. Back to Lynx 1.
Okay, I got it on Lynx 1. Hang on.
Oh, you're fine.
Let me switch it over to radar. There you go.
And Cassie, we will come to that storm track here in just a second. But, folks, this is all the damaging wind in red. All the damaging wind from Kansas, now coming into Enid, Wacomas. Here's your gust front. Anywhere along that green line, it's going to blow and go, right? From Hennessy back down to Geary, back down to Colony, and I guarantee it, the front's over Bessie and Burns Flat. So the whole line is severe. There's a little bit of a break here. I have some breaks in the line. That looks like that's beginning to increase and feed into it. So let's switch radars here. Let's see if we can get something a little out west here. We're checking with Brandon Pennell out here. So severe, that's a big storm. Wow. And Allison, folks, that's going to Cheyenne. That's a big storm right there.
That has a lowering with it that Brandon's watching it. And a little bit of a couple that's kind of strung out, but definitely a mezzo with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a supercell, kind of alone by itself, not a part of a line.
Yeah. And, okay, are you out of Frederick? Or?
This was TLX, and I was looking at the latest wind gust. We had a gust of 54 in Putnam, 47 in Watonga.
Okay.
Butler had a 43 and Weatherford a 41.
Okay. All right, so 40 to 50, everybody gets that, then we'll see some gusts higher. Here's the gust front now. It's going through Burns Flat. See that line right there? That's green line? That's the gust front. So that's where your winds change from the south to the north. That's a north wind. Every one of these storms is severe, big complex of severe storms, producing damaging winds, 50 to 60, some gusts 60 to 70 miles per hour. And sure enough, look at that. Let's go to Brandon Pennell. He's out west. And Brandon, you're in Sweetwater, one of my favorite little cities across western Oklahoma. And wow, there you go. Brandon, what do you think? There, no doubt about it. You know there's a mezzo in that. What do you see when you look back to your west-northwest, Brandon?
Okay, David, so we're going to be sitting just literally right on the north side of Sweetwater, watching this thing back off to the northwest. The gust front has come through here, but I can tell you just above my head, maybe 200 or 300 feet, I've got clouds streaming in from the south. So even though that gust front, it must have been super shallow. I've got surface winds out of the north, but literally above my head, I can see the clouds being pulled up in to this lowered base. It's so dark out here. It's really hard to tell, if it's circulating. I mean, I'm sure it is, it's got to be, especially in the mid-levels. It's probably going to struggle to make its way down to the surface, but as we've been watching it for probably the last 15 to 20 minutes as it's come east, it's strengthened and the hell core's coming up, and, Oklahoma does crazy things, especially in May and June. So we're right here with it. Literally, it's probably 1 mile to my north. We're going to take it east into Elk City because, to me, right now at the path it's on, if the hell core continues to increase, it's going to impact the heart of Elk City in probably the next 15 to 20 minutes. Back to you.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it. I mean, it's going to go to Sweetwater, Dempsey, Berlin, Elk City, maybe as far south as Sayre. All right, let's go back to Lynx 1. Nice job, Brandon Pennell. And this is the mesocyclone, little area of spin here. We got to keep an eye on that. It's just now coming into Oklahoma now, north of Sweetwater. The circulation is. Now let's put reflectivity on. Little area of spin, is it showing it north of Hammond? Yeah, there's a little bit of a thing there. But, oh, man, this is big hail. That's at least golf balls. Yeah. Running from Radin, down Highway 30, down north of Sweetwater, and to Dempsey. Okay, so let's, one more time, reflectivity and lapse it here. Get some idea. It's moving due east. It's moving pretty much
towards Cheyenne.
Yeah, beeline to Cheyenne, and Hammond, and then Foss Lake, Foss Reservoir. If you know anybody there, they already have a north wind, but the problem is they don't see this, right? Back to the west. That's big hail. That's at least golf balls. So if you're camping out or whatever in a tent, you can't do that. Tents don't do too well with winds to 60 and golf balls. All right, so let's come back to Oklahoma City. I want to point out, get back to the metro here.
Okay.
Just show everybody at home. Like we said, the evening would be quiet in Oklahoma City.
While you're doing that, Ardmore had a gust to 69.
Ardmore had a gust of 69. So
Yes.
some power bumps or power outages in Ardmore with the line. Sulphur, storms intensified a little bit for you, running from Sulphur to Mill Creek. And it's now over Roth. So winds down here are going to be 50 to 60, some gusts to 70. Not a tornado threat right now. We don't see anything in that that's like, oh boy. We see a, strong, severe storm. Here in Oklahoma City, it's quiet. We've got
The
Jeremy.
shower taken off there to Luther, it looks like.
I just saw some shower. Yep, okay. Little shower at Luther. Not worried about it right now. Holdenville. We woke up, some showers here developing. Not a big deal, though. But this is Luther up to south of Kearney. Little shower there. This is what's going to, it almost always happens, is that this just keeps developing and just kind of makes an ooze into the metro with a line of severe storms. Just look at some of the velocity data, see if we have anything.
It's really picked up northwest of Kingfisher.
Yeah, right, as it gets to 81. That's weird. Not really.
Shocking.
Shocking. Highway 81. Okay. That was our live versus, correct?
Yeah, the TDWR versus TLX.
Okay. So 70 to 80 now, west of Kingfisher. Okay, 81. So folks, the whole line from Kansas to down to here is producing some gusts to right at nearly 80 miles per hour. This is western Kingfisher County. You know where it's going. It's going to Mulhall. It's going to Guthrie. It's going to Crescent.
And Vaughn's confirming near 70 there in Hennessy.
Okay. Vaughn is?
Yes.
Oh, he's right there. My bad. I'm sorry. Looked right past him.
Yeah, he's going east on 51 out of Hennessy.
Let's go to Vaughn Castor. He's in Hennessy, and he's making his way east. And Vaughn, yep, there you go. Hennessy getting hammered on a Saturday night. Go ahead, Vaughn. Give us an update.
Yeah, I had to stop and get gas. Val just left south of here, and right after Val left, I'm telling you what, those winds hit, and they're 60 to 70 in Hennessy, so everybody east of Hennessy needs to batten things down. I'm telling you, it's coming with a vengeance, David. Back to you.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Great job, Vaughn. Thank you. So winds again, 70, and that's near Hennessy. That's in Kingfisher County. And look at the rain there. I mean, it's you know, it's a horizontal rain, right? It's a west wind and a west rain. Going to have some hail in there as well. All right, so back to Links 1. Here's your line. And Justin, we were just talking about how these storms are intensifying. And we'll take a look at some of our vills here coming up. But severe line, severe winds, 60, 70, some gusts to 80, running from now, coming into western K County, moving through Garfield County, coming into Enid. We're going to check back in with Marty. And then down to Kingfisher, Hennessy, damaging winds, and then back down to Clinton, and then all the way back out to the Oklahoma-Texas state line. So big line of severe storms. All right, let's go to Vills. Let's see what this is doing here in Kingfisher County. And yeah, it's coming up some.
Especially up northwest of Hennessy, it's almost like a new little kink.
Yeah?
I mean, it's definitely the strongest one in the state right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's going to go just on and north of Hennessy. Look at the hail core there. And these hail cores are coming up too.
Yeah, if you look, it's almost trying to tuck the gust front back in now south of Enid near Wacomas.
Yeah, look, wow. Well, the wind in here is.
And the orientation's going north to south more too, which we'll have to watch out from little spin-ups along that line.
Okay. Okay, so the wind now is coming into Okarche. Val's getting close. Val is in behind the line. Let's go to Val Castor. And Val is southbounded now. And now severe thunderstorm warnings. Your phones are going off at home for Oklahoma County, Oklahoma City, Edmond, Moore, El Reno, you name it, all of Oklahoma County, Canadian County, severe thunderstorm warning. Not a tornado warning, okay? That's not what we're dealing with right now. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma City. We'll get a storm track on that, show you the timeline. For a line of severe storms coming into the metro, producing winds of 60 to 70, and could see some gusts a little higher than that. I do expect some power bumps and power outages, I think, here in Oklahoma City. I think that is certainly a real possibility. Okay, oh, there's poor puppy. All right, let's go to Val and get an update. Go ahead, Val, give us an update. Do we have Val? Okay, he's plugged in. Oh, poor dog. Okay, so if we're trying to get Val back. I can. Yeah, I can. You're breaking up. Go ahead and give it a try. We'll see what we get.
All right, we will give it a try. So right now we are in Dover, and the winds that Vaughn spoke about a while ago, we were leaving as he was pulling in. The gust front was hitting. Boy, I tell you what, there was dust and papers and trash flying in Hennessy. That wind was around 70 miles an hour, 65 to 70 miles an hour in Hennessy and also south of Hennessy. It's not that much right now, but man, up there, it was cranking hard. So that thing is still powerful. We're getting hit with lots of rain right now, no hail yet, and winds are about 45 to 50 at the moment from the west. Back to you.
Okay, all right, well, let's keep busting you south and bring you on down in here. Yeah, I got you. I see you. I see your GPS updating. Okay, so let's go back to Links 1 here. And, okay, these are all the counties now flashing in yellow, severe thunderstorm warnings. It includes, well, it doesn't include Luther or whatever, Jones yet. It will, unless it just completely falls apart or something. But see how this is now starting to sag to the southeast. So this is what we talked about all day long. Storms are moving to the metro between 10 o'clock and midnight. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing with this, and that's going to be just about right on the money. All right, so crossing 81, damaging wind from Hennessy down to Dover and Kingfisher. And that's going to keep sliding off to the east, also kind of just spreading to the southeast. Okay, so the biggest hail now is north of Hennessy. It's just right behind Vaughn.
Right, it's that same little area.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of on the north side of that. Is there a little notch there?
Yeah, that's where, if you look at it, it's where
Wow.
the gust front is pulled into it.
Okay, hang on.
The gust front's gusted out ahead,
right.
yes.
Yeah, we got a player going on here.
Right, just south of Enid, near Wacomas. That's the area where it's really trying to tuck back in and almost form a new bookend.
Yeah, sure did. Okay, I see it wrap. It's right over Wacomas, right? It's trying.
Yes.
It's trying. Shear rate's trying to catch on to it. We're looking for an area of spin, kind of on the north area right in here, near Wacomas. I'm not saying it's going to produce any kind of a tornado, but it's definitely a little area of spin. And you get damaging winds out of that. So this whole area is producing damaging winds. What is this, our live?
This is our live.
What are you showing?
It's a little hot at the moment
Okay, 85.
to 90. And then the TDWR has some 80 plus.
Yeah, okay.
Val recorded 79 on his anemometer as he was dropping south of Hennessy as that line was coming through.
Okay, let's go back to Val. Damaging winds now. And folks, if this keeps going, parts of the metro, especially north and west metro, initially, damaging winds, 70 to 80 miles per hour. Go ahead, Val. That's coming into Oklahoma City here shortly, at least the north metro. Go ahead.
Good night. We're getting hammered right now, David. Look at our shot. Look at our shot and look at our wind. 51,
79
53, and we had a gust of 79. The 79 occurred just south of Hennessy a little bit earlier. I didn't exactly see right when it happened, but I know when the wind was the strongest. And now we're at that little turn in the road north of Kingfisher. And David, it's blowing so hard I can't even see to drive hardly. I've had to slow down. It's flat out cranking right now. Back to you.
All right, okay. So he's on 81. He's coming into Kingfisher, and so is the wind. It's crossing 81 right now. Damaging winds, 60 to 70 plus.
David, that's our live right there. That's the live shear rate already passed through Kingfisher, passed through Okarche, at least the leading edge. The stronger winds are behind that some, but that's the leading edge of the gust front.
Yep, right here. So
There it comes into Canadian County.
Okay, so folks, this is where the wind is light. Now to the east and southeast, this is where it's hammer time. Right here. All right, running from right here, shows up in green. Right here, this is your damaging wind back down to the Cherokee Trading Post, to Okarche, to east of Kingfisher. There's your damaging wind. It's coming into Logan, Oklahoma County, Canadian County. So once again, your phones are going off. And you're thinking, all right, we're going to turn these guys and gals on. Let's see what's going on. Not a tornado warning, but damaging wind, okay, with the line.
Look at the little kink near Okarche. It's the gust front. It's not pulled back in.
Nope, but see that?
But look at that on velocity, David, too.
Yeah, right there. Go ahead and zoom in on that one more time.
It's just these little areas that we're watching.
Yeah. And remember, we're looking for little tiny mesos that form super fast, quickly. They might produce a tornado, they might not, but you got to just watch every part of this line. So that's why we're changing modes and looking at different radars, our Next Gen Live, our 1,000,000 watt radar. We're looking at that. And she's talking about right here. And see how this wraps in and then this wraps in. So this is being pulled into this area right here. Okarche. Okay. There it is again, Chester's Party Barn. Party in there tonight. Running from Kingfisher, again, the gust front, down to Okarche. And this is all damaging winds from Hennessy all the way to Okarche. Winds are still strong and ahead of it, but goodness gracious. We're up a little bit high. Yeah, it's still 70 to 80.
Yeah.
It's every bit of 80. I mean, 75.
Yeah, and Vaughn, they're east of Hennessy, is getting occasional gusts up to 70.
Okay.
And just to let you know, temperatures are upper 70s, near 80 still.
Yeah.
With dew points 70, 71. So we're
Wow.
79, over 71 with a light southeast wind coming into these storms. So
Well, we made it.
moisture-rich environment.
We made it. Folks, dew points, moisture in the atmosphere. You get dew points in the 70s. Yeah, you know, it's a high octane fuel for these storms. So the instability is still high. What's our Cape right now? I'm just curious, ballpark. Just curious what our instability is down here in Oklahoma City.
3,000, 3,500.
Oh, okay, well, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Still 45 to 5,000 in southern Oklahoma right now.
Wow. Big storms down there. Okay. So
6,500 east of the Metroplex.
How big?
6,500 east of the Metroplex down there across North Texas.
Gee, Merry Christmas. Dew points approaching 80. It's crazy. All right, so hail, yes, we have some. Nickel, dime, quarters, and occasionally we're getting some golf balls north of Hennessy, and you might have a little bit larger than golf ball. All right, so Marty's making his way east through Enid. Brandon Wells is up north. Justin, do we have Brandon here? We're going to go down this line.
Okay.
Brandon Wells, let's bring him in, Justin. Is Brandon Wells with us or is he with KO? Okay, let's go to Brandon. Let's bring Brandon in. He's just east of Lamont. And Brandon, you've got the gust front. What do you think? What do you know? How strong's your wind been? That's going to Tonkawa and Ponca City and Blackwell. Go ahead, Raymond too.
Yeah, David. So eastbound on 60 here, just to the east of Lamont. It looks like to me that the main line, this main MCS, has really pulled the gust front back in. So that tells me that these storms have, this MCS has a lot more energy to work with. But so far, David, a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning as well is starting to develop. But our winds have probably been around 45 to 50 miles an hour. They haven't been near as strong as what they were when we were in the town of Lamont, David. But we're going to continue east and sample these winds as they move east, David.
Okay, nice job, Brandon. So Brandon, again, up north. He's up into K County. He's almost into K County, coming into K County right now. And that storm's headed to Tonkawa. So Blackwell, Newkirk, Tonkawa, we're talking about winds up there. We're going to be 60 to 70. And there might be a gust up there, roughly to 70. But for sure, 60 to maybe 70 miles per hour. So that's what's going on with the line up north. The whole line is severe, right? So nickel and dime, maybe some quarters up there on top of that. All right, so let's go back down the line here, and let's check in with, I think we have Vaughn. Vaughn's
Yeah,
just
and Marty's in Enid, too.
a little, okay, yeah, we'll check in with Marty, too. Let's go to Marty Logan now. Let's bring Marty back in, and bring Marty back into it here. And Marty, I know you went through Enid. Hopefully the carnival turned out all right. Give us an update as you make your way off to the east. Go ahead, Marty Logan.
Yeah, we are in Enid. Thank goodness they got that carnival shut down, and looks like almost everybody was gone. They got the power off to it, so we're continuing east through Enid. And, I ran in there. They thought I was a crazy guy, but I kept trying to tell them to shut the thing down, get your kids out of there, so they did that. Now the north winds have hit in Enid. Now, I'm going to say they're not quite as hard as they were when I was out west of town, probably in the 40-50 range, but blinding rainfall. And another big thing, you mentioned it, the lightning. They have an American flag up there about 100 feet in the air. So anyway, it looks like most of the people are cleared out. We're headed east out of Enid. Back to you, David.
All right, nice job, Marty. So Marty, hopefully they listened to him at the little carnival there. It was at the Oakwood Mall, and hopefully they'll figure that out. But yeah, it was lightning and wind coming through there. Not good. Not good at all. Back to Links 1 and a couple of areas of concern. Damaging winds still, right? Garber, Fairmont, back down to Hennessy, east of Hennessy. This red is the leading edge of damaging winds, okay? The numbers on here are the wind speeds, okay, depicted by the radar, 60 to 70 mile per hour. It's a west wind blowing to the east, and there's a lot of wind. And we're going to have some scattered pockets of wind damage in there. Val's in Kingfisher. And I know exactly where he is. He's by the Loves, just east of 81, and that floods right there. Then on the right is the golf course. Let's go to Val Castor and get an update from Val. And Val, you're in Kingfisher, just leaving 81, it looks like. Go ahead, give us an update. What's your wind there?
Oh, man, David, the rain on the road, the water on the road, there's some flooding going on. And really, this is all the way from Hennessy to Kingfisher. There's a lot of water on the road, and more is coming. As far as the winds right now, we've got the anemometer up. We got the wind data up. we had a peak gust of 79 earlier when we were south of Hennessy. Right now, it just says 24. We're next to some trees, but it's been pretty much averaging 40, 35 to 40 to 45, and sometimes 50 with this gust front. Pretty continuous and, pretty much the whole time coming down Highway 81. So now we are going to go east here. We're going to jump out ahead of the gust front and then somewhere go south right into the metro and try to catch it when it comes in. David, back to you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Keep busting south. And, get back down here to Oklahoma City. And we need to check on, okay, so Jeremy's going north. Justin, Jeremy's northbound and down? Okay. Yep.
And Tom's in the city.
Okay. Tom's in the city. So let's get Tom in the Northwest Metro, like up on the Kilpatrick.
Tom's going Kilpatrick to Piedmont.
Yep.
And then Jeremy's to El Reno.
Yep. Perfect.
And then Val's still coming down, and he'll be just north side of the metro.
Yeah. And good. Okay. That looks good.
While you're looking at their position, David, just noticing the hail cores are starting to really come up
They
all
are.
back to the west. So everything was kind of trending down with hail. It's
Yeah.
trending up. And that's what's going to be coming into the West Metro.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if the low-level jets finally is starting to
Fuel back in,
maybe,
yeah.
kick back in after they had, what was going on down south. So,
Some quarters, some golf balls. There are some golf balls showing up near Geary,
Yeah.
near Dover, and then all the way back to the west where Brandon Pennell is.
yeah.
So the cores are coming up.
Okay, so let's do a storm track. And I think, is that, Cassie, is that going to be on 3 or what do you got?
Well, I did a storm track using our live on Links 2 for
Okay.
just the Metro.
All right, let's do that. Links 2. And now this is not on the gust front. This is on the leading edge of the rain. The gust front, which is fine. The gust front's right here. This is where your wind is going to switch from the southeast to the northwest. But right now, the way it looks, what's your speed, by the way?
40.
Okay, is it still moving? Did you measure it?
That's what it has been.
Okay. Hinton at about 1040, Crescent 1041, Piedmont 1051, Guthrie about 11 o'clock. Okay. Not that far away. Here's Guthrie, right? Could you try again? Oh, Siri.
Siri.
Just come on. El Reno 11 o'clock, Edmond 1105, the Village 1110. So you get the picture here. 1050 to 11. And then we get down here, let's say.
David, I went ahead and I sped this up to about 50.
Okay. Did you guys?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So a little bit faster. It's starting to pick up some speed. It's developing a cold pool. So, and it just means that we have rain-cooled air. We've got a jet on the backside of this. It's going to dive this a little farther quickly to the southeast. And folks, this is coming in Oklahoma City right now. It's all severe. This is all severe. So Hinton 1039, Guthrie 1053. El Reno, 1050, Edmond, about 1059, so just a couple of minutes faster. 11 o'clock, basically. Yukon, 11 o'clock. Arcadia, 1110. We'll round these up. Luther, 1015 or so. Downtown Oklahoma City, about 1115. Severe line of storms, sliding southeast, nickel and dime size hail, and pockets of quarters where you see the purple. Near Okarche, west of Crescent, north of the Cherokee Trading Post and near Geary. Going to have some quarters and pockets in there. And this is going to just oversweep all of Oklahoma City. Moving southeast again at about 45 to 50 miles per hour.
That little area of circulation, David, that we've been watching since south of Enid is coming up some too. Vaughn's right there, but I mean, it's really starting to tuck back in.
Yeah. Let's go back to, are you on 1, Links 1?
Yes.
Okay.
And another thing to note here,
Yep,
David,
Yep.
is Lacey was talking about how all the Ville cores and the hail cores have increased. A lot of these storms have only been peaking 45 to 50,000. Now, across Kingfisher County, it's a solid 60,000 foot storm.
Yeah.
So something has happened here in the last 30 minutes with this complex there across, especially Kingfisher County with the high winds that now they're spiking over 60,000 feet, and those hailstones are a lot larger.
Yeah, everything's coming up, which is not good because it's moving into the, at least one of the higher populated areas in the state. It's not good for anybody, but, it's typical classic crossing Highway 81, and it's just getting stronger. Okay, so this is what we call a bookend vortex, a little bit area of spin back near Bison. It's right here. And sometimes you can get little vortices to spin up and produce tornadoes. Right now, nothing too crazy in that, but it's definitely there. And what does base look? Okay.
Yeah, it's right over your shoulder.
And Val has quarters to $half.
Right there, David, over Marshall.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was starting back there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's where the little area of circulation is.
I was focusing on the book end.
Right.
And
There's
you're
actually
yeah.
a little appendage coming out right there.
Yeah, boy, that
Yes.
happens so fast. Okay, yeah, right over Marshall, yeah.
Right, and that's right where Vaughn is, too.
Okay. All right, let's go to Vaughn. Let's bring Vaughn in. A little area of spin. Shear rate shows it. Max rot shows it. Maximum rotation. And a little area of spin there. Vaughn, it's just to your north. There's a little area of spin, so it might bring your winds up. And it's, it's a little tiny mezzo trying to form now just north of you, not by much. Go ahead.
Yeah, David, that is, I was watching it before I had to get east again. There's an inflow, too, coming into that, and there's a lowering with that. So there's something to that little notch. I just could not get that far north before the wind hit me. So I'm headed east, going to get back over here to the east, and then look back at it, David. Back to you.
Okay, all right, so there we go. Man, Vaughn's right there. This is going ripping across northern and all of Logan County. All right, back to Lynx 1. And kind of give you the big view. Here it comes, folks. Oklahoma City, heads up. And this is going to take over and move across every square inch of the city. Some of us will have damaging winds. Some of us will not. We're all going to get rain. And some of us will get hail. Some of us will have some larger hail. Some of us won't get any hail at all. Okay, so this is not a line producing winds to 100 miles per hour, but winds in here are going to be, 50 to 60, especially up in here. Yep. I think the strongest winds are going to travel across Logan County. They certainly are trying to do it. There's 60. Okay, 60, 65.
That's SRV. Here's base.
Okay. What is Val?
Base is much higher.
A new tornado warning coming for portions of Logan County.
There we go. That's
the bookend we've been talking about.
That's it right there. Okay.
Up near Orlando.
All right, hey, Justin, tell Vaughn, tornado warning. Tornado warning coming for Vaughn. And it's that little spin up.
Yes.
It's tiny. It might last 5 minutes. It might last 25 minutes. But it's going to be a tornado warning, and it's going to be for you folks in Orlando. Orlando, tornado warning for you. It's moving almost due east. Let's go ahead and lapse this.
Okay, and down the line would be Stillwater.
Yeah.
It'll look a lot different once it gets there, but.
Okay, so tornado warning for northern Logan County, southern and southeastern Garfield County, right on the Logan Garfield County line. It's right here. Okay, and it's going to be right here. There it is. God, it's really almost on top of him. Is he headed east? He's busting east, right? Yeah, he's moving.
He's trying to find an east road right now.
Well, have him just drop down to 51.
Yeah, he's going to think we were just talking about that.
I mean, if his roads, if you can't.
It's moving at 50 miles per hour.
Well, hang on. He's on. No, he's not on paved.
Yeah, he said he just got on 51.
Oh, he did?
The GPS might be behind.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to Vaughn Castor, and let's bring Vaughn in. Tornado warning, where Vaughn is, right there, just to his east, crossing Highway 74 here in Oklahoma City. That is Portland. But this is, again, going to be in far northern Logan County. Far northern Logan County. And this is going to be west of Orlando. Let's go ahead and go to Vaughn. Vaughn, circulation just to your northeast. It's crossing Highway 74 right now. Go ahead, Vaughn.
Yeah, I just crossed Highway 74, David, so it's directly to my north. That's exactly where I saw that inflow coming into and the lowering back there when it was near Marshall. So this thing has been developing. We're very familiar with these in eastern Oklahoma. They happen all the time. So this is a pretty dangerous situation for anybody in that line. It doesn't last a long time usually, but you can't count on that, David. So we're going to keep following it. Back to you.
All right, great job. Nice job there. So Vaughn is up on the tornado warning, right where he should be. And here it is, northern Logan County. So a couple of things we have going on. Tornado warning. Let's go back to Lynx 1. It's right here. It's right where Vaughn is. And right there, this is where the tornado is going to be. It's not back in here. It's pretty much right here, across the 74. It's going to Orlando. It's going right down Highway 51, okay? Normally, these are low-end, weak, brief tornadoes, okay? But if you live along and north of 51 and east of 74, safe spot, lowest level, let's just do this. Let's be safe with this, okay? Right now, it would not be a strong tornado. I can tell you that. It would be an EF2 or stronger. And let's see if it's, let's take a look. Let's go to CC
Okay.
here. See if we have anything popping up here showing it all. No,
Not in the right spot, no.
nope. Okay. So it's not just sticking his head out there. It's a little bit
No,
muddy.
it actually looked a little more intense about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think it might have weakened a little bit here in the last 5 minutes. But the tornado warning continues. It is short fuse tornado warning, which means, it's not usually the last 20 or 30 minutes, whatever. God, look at the wind and hail behind it, though. Man, it is a wall of wind and a wall of hail. Man, golly, we're back up to tennis balls.
That area on the north end, it keeps pulsing between
Yeah.
golf balls, tennis balls.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, this is damaging hail, damaging winds, and then we have the possibility of a tornado, which is right north of Vaughn. That area of circulation has come down. So, tornado warning for Orlando. We'll get a storm track. Now it's showing baseballs.
Whoa, the hail core just came up.
Yeah, big hail core, damaging hail. That's going to impact more people, I promise you, than that tornado warning. Damaging hail, running from Marshall to Crescent Springs, to Cedar Valley, down here where Val is. Val's making his way east.
He's getting $50.
All right,
has for a while.
Let's go to Valcaster. He's on 33. And is he making his way south?
He's going east.
I know, but is he going to make his way? And I need him back south. And what about Tom? And what about Jeremy?
Yeah, they're all flooding north and northwest.
Okay.
So Kingfisher, Piedmont, or north side of the metro.
Okay. Hey.
Kilpatrick.
Okay, let's go to Valcaster. Bring Val in. Val, go ahead. Give us an update.
Yeah, so you guys were talking about how the storms have been coming up in intensity and how the hail sizes also have coming up. We have been having quarter to $50 the whole way, pretty much from Kingfisher all the way to where we are right now. The biggest of which has been right around $50 size. I haven't seen anything bigger than that, and we're still getting winds cranking out here. So you're right when you say the storms are getting stronger because we're seeing it. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, nice job. Yeah, they are. They're intensifying right now as we're coming into central Oklahoma. So the wind gust, or the wind change, the gust front, if you will. Let's go to Lynx 1. Here it is in the green. Just going through Deer Creek right now, coming in on Bethany, barreling through Piedmont. But notice the blues up here. This is where the winds are stronger. This is going to be winds 40 to 50, and this is where winds are going to be 50 to 60, and maybe a gust of 70. So we have some big hail, yes, and the wind in here is going to be, once again, a little kink here going on. But the wind is going to be the strongest now in North Oklahoma County, North Canadian County, into Kingfisher and Logan County. There's your gust front, where the wind goes from the south to the north, and it is severe. And when you query some of that, let's go through some of the radars here. What do you see? Still 40?
So on our live, we're getting some 40 to 50. Some of these are, 60, 70, 80 when you get into Kingfisher County.
Okay.
So far, Mesonet hasn't found any 60, 70, 80 in Kingfisher County that's hit the actual Kingfisher Mesonet site.
Okay. What have you seen?
So far on the Kingfisher Mesonet site, 46, but
Yeah.
it's going to take it a second to update.
Yeah.
So
And it varies a lot too.
it does. It does.
Okay. So again, you'll have pockets of 40, pockets of 50. You'll get a gust of 60 to 65. Okay. So is that TDWR or is it?
This is the TDWR. Yep.
Yeah. So it looks similar to our live.
It does. And actually, Tom and Jeremy are so close to getting into that, so they'll have a really good idea here in just a couple minutes. Just had a 63, David, in El Reno.
Okay. Justin, is he going north on the Kilpatrick?
Tom is going north on the Kilpatrick, just hit the gust front with blowing dust.
Okay, let's get with him. Let's go to Tom Pastrano now. And let's check in with Tom. Tom, go ahead, give us an update. I know you've been out here for a while. You're down in southern Oklahoma. Thank you so much. Great job today. Tom, what do you think as you head north on the Kilpatrick? This thing has got crazy wind, especially as you get into Logan County, but we still have wind coming into where you are. What do you think? What's your wind been so far there? North of Oklahoma City.
Yeah, David, right now, I just hit the gust front about a mile ago. Lots of blowing debris all over the place. Lots of blowing dust, which is surprising with all the rain we've had. But the visibility is pretty low and blowing dust. My winds are probably just about 50, maybe slightly over 50. Don't see any power flashes or anything, but it is blowing us around like crazy right now. So we're going to head north and then head east with it. Back to you.
Okay, great job. So Tom, again, is in the West Metro. He's going on the Kilpatrick Turnpike. He'll head north. He'll make the east. He'll come down eastbound near Gaillardia and Mercy Hospital, and he'll make the turn in the north and northwest sides of Oklahoma City. Not a tornado warning for Oklahoma City. We have one going on up north. That's in northern Logan County, not near Guthrie. This is a little farther north. Let's go back to Lynx 1. That's our Guthrie cam.
That's it. I just turned that on because the gust front just hit Guthrie, and we're looking due west right now into it. You see the flags picking up and blowing dust, and look at the wind coming towards the camera, just back as far as you can see there, towards downtown Guthrie.
Okay. And this is going to be interesting here.
Yeah, it's coming in right now.
Yeah, and look at the visibilities are starting to drop. A little bit of rain, but there's going to be some blowing dust too, probably. Suspended dust anyway.
Yeah, you can see the light bouncing around there on the bottom, on the left-hand side of your screen.
Yeah, this is
on top
moving.
of the building.
Yeah.
The trees are starting to bounce.
Okay. And we can't quite see the flags.
Yeah, now the water droplets are right.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's
Guthrie. And it's a blowing. And we can look at velocity data here. So the worst part of this, let's go back to Lynx.
this is it, Lynx 1. I'll just switch it for you.
Yeah. Okay, so just coming into Guthrie, here's your gust front. Winds are going to be 50 to 60. The strongest winds are still a little bit lagging behind, but still winds 50, 60 miles per hour. Could see a few gusts of 65. Val is in Cashin. Val's back here in the wind. Let's get an update from Val Castor. He's coming south. And Val, go ahead. Man, look at the rain. Val, what are your winds right there? What do you think? Go ahead.
We've been running about 35 to 45 on the gust. I mean, it's not as strong as it was, say, in the area maybe from Hennessy to 10 miles south of Hennessy, but we've been getting 35 to 45. But I tell you what, David, the hail, it's crazy, but the hail has been getting bigger. Actually, right after I talked to you a while ago, we had some that was up to about ping pong ball size. So the storm, I mean, that's a clear indication the storms are getting stronger. Back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And they certainly are. They're getting stronger now just in the North Metro up into Logan County. Visibilities are obviously very low. If you don't have to get out and about in this, don't do it. Stay home. No reason to get out if you don't have to.
Yukon just had a 53.
Okay.
Marshall had a 68.
Okay.
When it moved through Marshall.
Marshall, let's go back to Lynx. I'll tell you what, Cassie, where is, are you on 3 or 2? With the storm track?
Both. That one, it's on 2.
Okay. All right, let's go to Lynx 2. I have it on both. All computers are taken. All right, so here's the leading edge. Now, this up north is moving due east. Get ready, Stillwater, Langston, and Kearney. These storms are all severe. Ponca City, get ready, Perry. The whole line's severe. This is coming into Oklahoma City. Bethany at 10:53, and we've done a storm track kind of on the leading edge of the gust front. You'll have the gust front, the wind first, and then you'll get was that a 63? I just saw 63. Go back to that wind gust map.
Yeah, that's the El Reno one.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 53.
No, that was, so Yukon had a lower wind gust. El Reno, that whenever it hit El Reno earlier, 63, Yukon had a 53.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I heard 53. No, so when did that 63 just happen? I mean, that's in the last little bit.
Yeah, when it hit El Reno.
Yeah.
When it did, it alerted. Yeah.
Okay. So 50 to 60, we keep saying that. Some gusts to 65. So here's your storm track. Bethany now, outlet shops. The gust front's moving through just about now. Minko, just about now. Minko's right here. The gust front's almost there. Well, let's say Mustang, 10:55. Arcadia, 11 o'clock. Downtown Oklahoma City, about 11 o'clock. Jones, 11:06. Luther, 11:08. Midwest City, 11:09. Moore, about the same, just after 11 o'clock, 11:10. And then Kearney, 11:15. And Lake Stanley Draper at about 11:18. So this big blob is continuing to slide to the southeast. All right, let's go back to Lynx 1 and some of the power outages.
Also, David, I just wanted to point out big storms out by Brandon Pennell, out by Elk City, and the one southeast of Sayre has exploded, and he is seeing a light show right now. And it's right now, radar's pegging golf ball to possibly tennis ball size hail. They're just southeast of Sayre. So those big storms are still going on after across western Oklahoma. After they kind of diminished their last hour, they were on the weakening, but they have regained strength quickly over the last 10, 15 minutes. So just wanted to point that out to the viewers out to the west, Elk City and Sayre, big storms near you.
Yeah, and, and winds, obviously wind and power outages are beginning to increase. There's that storm that went through.
21,000 is what it is.
Yeah, what was it, Ardmore, 7,000? Carter County?
Yeah, Ardmore's almost 8,000.
Yeah, that's
Carter
a lot.
County.
That's a big deal. A lot of folks in the dark right now.
And Tom is seeing 60 now. They're on the northwest side of the turnpike. there.
Okay, let's zoom into Tom here real quick, and then we'll show you. Here's where he is.
I'll
There's
take
Tom.
off some of this.
He's coming back in out of Canadian County. He's on the turnpike. He's just north of Wilshire. He's going to make the turn. That's Tom's shot, lower left. Thank you, Jen. And he's going to come right down the Kilpatrick Turnpike. He's going to make the bend right here. If you live out here, you know where this is. Everybody lives, lots of homes, and he's making the turn. Let's go to Tom Pastrano right here. He's now on the Oklahoma-Canadian County line. Tom, give me a guesstimate. What do you think your winds are right there? Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, David, to my south, I was at 50 to 60. Now they are over 60. It is a blinding rain blowing sideways from the northwest. It's just relentless out here. A lot of cars just stopped, pulled off the side of the road. There's not a lot of lightning. It's just heavy rain and strong gusty winds back here.
Okay. Hey, Tom, just real quick, looking at radar, it looks like, now we're going up a little bit higher in the atmosphere, but it looks like I see your wind on velocity data, but the wind might be, as you make that turn, we're showing winds of 70, 75, maybe 80, but 70, 75 out near Deer Creek and north of Piedmont, at least in pockets. So as you get a little further east, and then maybe we might turn you to head up north on Portland and then come east through Edmond. So maybe, go ahead.
Yukon updated to a 57.
Okay.
Guthrie 58.
Okay. So, yeah, so 50 to 60, some gusts higher, but the strongest winds are still west of Guthrie.
Yes.
And see the green on here? So the green's giving us 50 to 60, and then we have this big ball of blue showing up, and this is going to be areas of 60 to 70. And you can see Tom's shot right here. He's getting hammered. Okay, and Val is too. And Val, what's that?
I'm sorry, I didn't. Somebody else is getting hammered right now. South of Orlando, Vaughn Castor has a south to southeast wind with wind gusts 55 to 60 now.
Okay, that might be.
He's on the north side where that bookend is.
Yep. Okay, let's go to Vaughn. Let's bring Vaughn back in here. Vaughn Castor, go ahead. You're still now east of the circulation that we had. It's still there. Go ahead, Vaughn. You're north of Mulhall and going down Highway 51, almost I-35, and that is a wind machine right there. How strong are your winds? Go ahead.
It's definitely a wind machine. I was getting pretty strong west wind as we have been trying to keep ahead of this, but all of a sudden I got hit with some really strong south winds from 50 to 60 miles an hour. So there is definitely something going on right in this area, right there where those bookends are, right there where that little notch is. So we need to keep a pretty strong watch on it. Back to you, David.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, this thing's moving east. Guys, still moving east at 60, you think, give or take?
That's what it's been. It's been 50, 55 over the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's you easily moving east at 60. I mean, you're going to get winds of 70, no problem. And that's what's coming in behind it. Okay, back to Lynx 1. And
50.
Yeah, moving east at 50.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, wow. And this is that area of spin. It's right here. Tornado warning continues between Orlando and Mulhall. Circulation is right behind him. Shear rate has it perfect. Looks to me like it might be tightening up. That's why his winds are so strong out of the southeast. His winds have gone from, not much to southeast at 40 to 50. Got nice inflow into this. So it's going right down to 51. Tornado warning continues between Orlando and Mulhall. Vaughn's there. He's looking for power flashes. This is the inflow notch. And it's what we call a little bit of a bookend vortex right here.
Yeah, but it sticks out like a sore thumb. If you zoom out and look at everything, I'm going to turn off the warnings, got so much going on here.
Yeah.
But you can see that's right where everything, I'm going to turn off the warnings, got so much going on here.
Yeah.
But you can see that's right where it's spinning back into itself.
Yeah.
Everything else is just gusting out away from the storm.
Yeah, it's the only tornado threat right now that we're looking at.
Jeremy's reporting power flashes there on
Okay.
the west side.
All right, let's go to Jeremy Carter. Power flashes in the West Metro. He hadn't hit the rain yet. He's got the gust front, just went through him. So here we go. Power flashes in Oklahoma City on a Saturday night. Oh boy. Jeremy Carter, you're here. Give us an update. What do you think? What do you see? And how strong are the winds? Go ahead.
Yeah, David, take a look at this wind. If you can see the grass blowing, it's blowing hard. I'm at Rockwell in 40,
Looks
and I had
weird
some
with
power
the,
flashes to my southeast. It's kind of coming through now. No rain. I'm well ahead of the storms, but the main gust line probably 60, maybe gusts a little bit higher. Back to you, David.
Okay, great job, Jeremy Carter. So Southwest Oklahoma City, Jeremy's down near the outlet shops on I-40, and winds 50 to 60. He might have a couple of gusts higher than that. Stop sign wiggling. And yeah, okay, well, we'll get that figured out. All right, let's go back to Lynx 1. And here it is. This is the leading edge of the gust front. So get ready. Again, Arcadia, Jones, Choctaw, Tinker Air Force Base. It'll be there within minutes. More, not a tornado threat with this. This is a wind event. Winds are going to be 50 to 60. Might have some gusts close to 70. And Tom is getting back into this. Well, he's been in it the whole time, but he's making his way east, and then we're going to pull him back north. I want him to get up on Portland here. Justin, you have Jeremy going east on 40?
Yeah, he was playing that gust front.
That's fine. That's fine. Just have him get east on 40, then we'll decide if we head him down towards Midwest City. Let's go to Tom Pastrano. He's out near Galardia in northwest Oklahoma City. And Tom, what do you think? You're coming up on the hospital there. It's going to be on your right, obviously. What's your wind there now? What are your wind speeds, guesstimate?
Yeah, the winds aren't as strong. I'd say they're probably approaching 60. Or earlier, I bet you we had 70-mile-an-hour gusts. Also, the power's still on. I have a gauge power flashes out here. Lots of blinding rain, strong wind. Lots of blinding rain, strong wind. Right now, probably 50-mile-an-hour winds here. And we're about to get off of Portland and head north. Back to you.
Okay, nice job. So, Tom, just keep going east. Just stay with this thing, and just sweep it through the metro. All right, folks, hail sizers are getting a little bit out of control again, and we'll go back into western Oklahoma. I know what's going on out west. We'll get back there. Okay, again, the whole line's severe, running from Kansas, down I-35, down to the Oklahoma City area, out I-40, severe storms in Gary and El Reno. Could have some flooding possibly developing here the next little bit in Oklahoma City. We need to keep an eye on that because the rain train's going to continue. And a big, gnarly, nasty storm, supercell down here, and it is severe west of Brandon. Supercell, big hail coming into Retrop and Rocky and Cordell. You folks in Dewey, but really Custer, Ouachita County, prepare for winds 60 to 70 and some big hail coming into Retrop, at least quarters, if not golf balls, some big hail there. So this is going to keep moving east. Again, Cordell, over to Binger. You're going to get this back line here. We'll eventually make it your way. So just about everybody getting in on the storms here tonight. All right, let's go back to Logan County here. And this bow means business. And see this arcing line here? And then on the north side is where we have that inflow notch, where we have that area of spin. And Vaughn's pretty much right there. And I want to point out, lots of folks in Stillwater. Stillwater, it's a Saturday night. People are out and about. And again, I get it. Probably at Eskimo Joe's, trying to close it down. It's coming down 51. So we're talking about winds in here. Are going to be 50 to 60, gusts to, what do we have right here? Man, that is.
That.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
74. 74, okay. So area of spins right here. What does shear rate look like? Okay, so 75, yep, shear rate's right here. So by looking at it, it doesn't look like it's on the ground, but it wouldn't take much. Hopefully it will weaken a little bit. And the area of circulation is along and south of Highway 51.
Yeah, closing in on Lake Carl Blackwell.
Yeah. It's there. It's there. It's just not as strong, but we need to watch it. Okay, and what does velocity data look like?
There's velocity.
It's right here. Man, right? It's right here. Lake Carl, it's like you said, it's 51. Yeah. It's just not as tight, but man, the winds are still fierce with it.
Yes.
Southeast winds are strong, 40 to 50, and then behind it, 70 to 75. It's going down Highway 33. It's going to Perkins, Stillwater, Boomer Lake Place, Glencoe, Morrison. It's going to go ripping across Stillwater. Hail sizes, folks. The radar was pointing out we were having baseballs, and that's come down some, so it might have weakened a little bit, but man, the wind in here is still 60 to 70 plus, with at least quarters, golf balls, and maybe some tennis balls south of Mulhall, west of Langston, and west of Guthrie. Guthrie's going to get probably quarters, but southwest of Guthrie, maybe some golf balls down near Seward. Okay, so let's talk about the city here on the hail size. Let's drop south here.
And the tornado warnings canceled with that circulation
Yeah.
being broader now.
It did. It was filling in, so that's what it was looking like to.
And Jeremy Carter continues to see power flashes going east on 40 to his north.
Okay. And also power outages in Oklahoma City. That number, does it come up? And we'll see what it's got going on here.
It's
okay.
a little over 200
Okay.
in Oklahoma County.
Okay. Oklahoma County, a little over 200. Hail sizes in the city, pretty small, nickel and dimes, but the wind is the problem. Okay, let's go to Jeremy, get an update from Jeremy Carter. And Jeremy, talking about the wind on you, what do you have right now? And you, I guess you're continuing to see power flashes, so go ahead, give us an update on that.
Oh, yeah, David, the wind is ripping. And I'm coming in on I-40. I'm nearing downtown. And, man, there are power flashes everywhere. There's bags of trash. You know, any loose articles are blowing. I would guess we're probably close to 60-mile-an-hour wind approaching downtown. And it's really blowing pretty good. More power flashes back to my southwest now, or my southeast. So, seriously, there's some pretty high winds. People need to really take cover as far as stay away from the windows, things like that. Pretty intense storm here in the metro, David. Back to you.
Yeah. Say that again. Thank you, Jeremy. Great job. By the way, camera work tonight looks really good. Say that again, Justin. What'd you say? No, don't worry about it. Tonight looks really good. Say that again, Justin. What'd you say? No, don't worry about it. Oh, okay. I thought you had something there. Okay, so there's downtown Oklahoma City. And you can see the Devon Tower here. And Jeremy's got winds, 50. Every now and then we'll get 60. He's talking about some power flashes going through. So we're going to have some power outages here. We already do, up to 200 customers, which that's good. Not very many. That's enough, but that's not very many, right? And we'll see what it does here. Let's go back to Links 1. And there's your gust front. That green line is the leading edge of the wind going to 40 to 50. And the heavy rain now coming into the Edmond area. The hail is pretty much trying to hang from Logan County north. Here in Oklahoma City, not much hail out of this. For now,
David, look at this little area south of Arcadia. It kind of started north of Edmond.
Yep.
I mean, it's another one of the areas where the precip's trying to be pulled out into the gust front, and you kind of see the spin south of Arcadia.
Little tiny, yep, right there. Right there, it's wrapping in.
It may still be undercut, but it's at least trying to.
Yeah, where's the?
There it is.
Yeah, no, okay. Let's watch that for another spin up. Right? We don't think we had a tornado in northern Logan County with that. It was close. It was spinning, but we didn't see any debris Vaughn was there, no debris loft or anything like that.
Speaking of Vaughn, he just had an 80-mile-per-hour wind there on 51.
Let's go to Vaughn. Wow, folks, that's going to Stillwater. Stillwater. Lake Carl, Blackwell, Lake McMurtry, Payne County. There you go. Go ahead, Vaughn. Give us an update on the wind. It's blowing.
Yeah, northwest winds. 70 to 80 miles an hour on Highway 51, about 2 miles east of I-35, David. They are ripping through here right now. Visibility is down to about less than eighth of a mile. So everybody in Stillwater needs to take cover right now. I think this is going to pass right along Highway 51. If there's a little circulation here, it's going to pass right along Highway 51. If there's a little circulation here, it's going to pass right over 51, right through Stillwater. Back to you.
Okay. Hey, Vaughn, great job. So, again, like Vaughn's saying, he had a gust of 80. It's going down, going through Payne County from west to east. It's going right down Highway 51. Okay? Highway 51. All right, let's go back to Links 1 here. Here's what it looks like. See this bow here? He's on the leading edge and behind that where the winds are 70 to, again, gust to 80. Lake Carl, Blackwell, you got to get off the lake. Lake McMurtry. Talking about Stillwater, it's going right into Stillwater. That area of spin, by the way, is right here, okay? still spinning. We can turn velocity data on. Then we're going to jump into northern Oklahoma. But it's right here. Let's see it. Watch it right here. Right here. It's right there. It's still spinning. Not strong enough to get a tornado warning, but we're still watching it. Okay, let's go back up north. Keep it on velocity.
Okay.
We can switch radars here. Let's talk about Newkirk, Ponca City. Brandon Wells is in Ponca. Do we have Brandon in here? Yes, he is. Okay, let's go back to Brandon. And there's your gust front. All the red. Look at the winds back by west of Perry. All right, let's go to Brandon Wells in Ponca City. And then, Brandon, what do you think? What do you know? What are your winds? And you are right behind the gust front. And, boy, the wind that behind you is blowing, too. Go ahead.
Yeah, David. Well, we sat there at the junction of 177 and 60 and tried to measure those winds, and we only had about 45 mile-an-hour wind gusts. So it's very unusual that we didn't have any wind stronger than that. Right now, we're just getting a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of street ponding going on along here in the town of Ponca City, David. But we're going to try to get advance of this rain and get some more wind samples. Back to you.
Okay, nice job. Great job today, Brandon. And Brandon Wells, again, from our sister station in Tulsa. We're all part of the same team, same company, and we share resources, and we double down. We bring down all of our storm trackers. We bring them down for resources, and we double down. We bring down all of our storm trackers. We bring them down from there. We have Bob. We have Brandon. And we have Vaughn coming down. We have Sequoia coming down here. So when it gets a little nutty, we double it up, right? You got to bring down and keep everybody informed on what's going on.
David, just north of Ponca City up in Newkirk, the Newkirk fire chief is reporting the city of Newkirk is having a citywide power outage due to down power lines.
Okay, let's go back up north. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, just north of Brandon.
Just went through Newkirk.
Yeah.
Just north. Brandon is in Ponca City. Newkirk, no power in Newkirk. And winds have been, 60, 70 miles per hour. There might have been a gust to 80. The gust front went ripping through there. The gust front now going into Granola, back down west of Burbank, and into Osage County. And Brandon's going to keep chasing. He'll leave us and switch back over and start chasing for KWTV in Tulsa. And he's going to go right down Highway 60. So great job today, Brandon Wells. Okay, so lots of wind blowing into going in Ponca City, going to K County, or going through K County, going in. Wind blowing into going in Ponca City, going to K County, or going through K County, going into Osage County. Lots of crazy wind in Noble County, Red Rock, down to Perry. Look at the winds right here. I know we're pretty high up, but there's a little wind field.
Yeah, that's going to be 80.
So Perry might be getting just hammered over to Morrison, but Perry by 35. And also, what are Vaughn's winds? He's kind of in some...
KOKC reported a 59 mile per hour wind.
Okay.
So, and Tinker, 59 as well.
59 at Tinker.
Yep.
So 50 to 60 is pretty common. Let's come back down the line. Again, winds along this line are going to be 50 to 60, some gusts to 70, might be a gust to 80. And Val is is on 74. Let's get an update from Val. He is in 74, on 74, coming southbound. And Val, your winds there, they've come down probably some. It looks like the strongest winds are going to be to your east and southeast. But what are your winds there, Valcaster, as you come into just north of Gaillardia there, northwest Oklahoma City?
Yes, sir, David. We are coming south, just like you said, 74, getting ready to get on the Kilpatrick Turnpike and go east. So the strongest winds that we've had in the last few minutes have been 42 miles an hour. So that is quite a bit down from have been 42 miles an hour. So that is quite a bit down from what it was earlier. So it looks like to me that the strongest winds are now to our south and east. We're going to head east on the turnpike and try to catch back up to it. Back to you.
All right, great job, Val. We'll make it up to you. It'll be all right. All right, hey, we're talking about... All right, great job, Val. We'll make it up to you. It'll be all right. All right, hey, we're talking about... I'm with you. Great job. So, Val, again, his winds are not crazy there. The winds do lessen up, okay? They're not going to be as strong as you get farther west and northwest. But we still have more storms to go, okay? Let's go to Links 1, and I'm going to get another update from Jeremy Carter. He's in Midwest City now. Back to Jeremy. Jeremy, your wind, you're right with it, and you're kind of on the leading edge, doing a great job. Give me an update on the wind where you are, what's your guesstimate on the wind speeds right there compared to what you had a little bit ago? Go ahead.
And David, I'll be real honest with you. I think it's every bit of 60, maybe even more. I've been getting constant power flashes. At one point, I just went through Midwest City. The power grid kind of flashed and flickered a little bit, and now I'm actually getting kind of beat up with dirt. And see there, the power flashes. You can see the lights dimming, and I mean, there's a lot of debris. I'm getting peppered with like road dirt and sand, things like that, and really trash is blowing everywhere. David, back to you.
What does it have? All right, great job, Jeremy Carter. Again, all right, great job, Jeremy Carter. Again, moving through Midwest City. He's just pretty close, coming up on Tinker Air Force Base. He's right there. So winds are going to be 50 to 6, coming up on Tinker Air Force Base. He's right there. So winds are going to be 50 to 60. All right, Tinker just had a wind gust of 59. That's a northwest wind. Back to Lynx 1. There's Jeremy shot. He's at, you saw Tinker Air Force Base in his shot. So the green is the damaging winds, 50 to 60, not 70 to 80. Big is the damaging winds, 50 to 60, not 70 to 80. Big difference. 50 to 60, you'll get power outages, power bumps. 70 to 80, 50 to 60, you'll get power outages, power bumps. 70 to 80, it's a whole different ball game. And again, the winds have come down a little bit across the city, but winds still 50 to 60, pretty common, and some small hail here in the metro. I want to talk about northwestern Oklahoma here, and western Oklahoma where Brandon is. Western Oklahoma where Brandon is, Brandon Pennell, and this whole line is severe out here, and that's a big core. It's going to Rocky, going to Hobart. Let's go to Brandon. He's out in Cordell, Brandon Pennell. And Brandon's still on the squall line out there, moving off to the east-southeast, it looks like. Pretty stout line. What do you think? Give us an update on the storms out west. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, David, that's right. We're basically just traveling the front lip of this eastbound. And David, that's right. We're basically just traveling the front lip of this eastbound. And I'll tell you this, these storms are racing because we're doing 70, 75 miles an hour trying to stay out in front of them. And we're also battling north and northeast winds out in front of the line of winds that's probably 40 to 45 at times. And when the core catches us, the winds immediately switch to the northwest at probably 40 to 45. So it's multiple blowing switch to the northwest at probably 40 to 45. So it's blowing from multiple directions depending on when the rain gets there. And this line just continues to build, and that hell core is right behind us. So we're trying to stay out of that just because we're so far out here. I don't need a broken windshield to navigate. We're staying right here with this front lip as it moves through western and southwestern Oklahoma. Back to you.
Late April, yeah. Okay, great job. So Brandon, he's got many storms out here he's covering, and these are all producing wind and hail, damaging winds. So we're going to keep bringing this east. And some of the data we're talking about there is bringing that stuff out in western Oklahoma back into Oklahoma City. The atmosphere is going to be a little worked over, obviously, but it's a powerful storm. Justin, we were just talking about that on satellite. This thing looks like something we'd see in late April or early May. Fairly low latitude storm, which is a big bowling ball of energy. This time of year, the jet stream winds really start to weaken. We can still get severe, but normally if you're a storm chaser, this time of year, you're going into parts of Colorado, northern Kansas, Nebraska, and the Dakotas. Not this June. This June, it's been the Southern Plains. Colorado's had their fun too, but everything's a little bit late. Everything started early, and everything's a little bit late this year. It just keeps going on. There's downtown cam, one of our many cameras here at News 9, and you can see the camera there moving from side to side. Winds, again, across the metro, 50 to 60 miles per hour. Some gusts close to 65. That's
the maximum wind gust in the past hour. There was a mesonet site at Spencer, had a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, too.
Okay, so a 60 over in Spencer. And it's what Kylie was saying and Jim was telling me. We're downtown now, obviously. So right across the street from us, there was an awning on one of the buildings, and it just blew it off.
Whoa, Norman Cam. Power flashes on Norman Cam.
All right, let's go to Norman Cam.
It's going all up and down I-35.
Okay. Let's go to Norman.
Here, let me see if I can take it. Oh, come on.
Okay. Let's go to Norman.
Here, let me see if I can take it. Oh, come on.
Okay, she'll bring it up. So 63, and we'll go to Norman Cam. Winds now in Oklahoma City, we're getting gusts of right at that 60 to just over 60 mile per hour mark. And power flashes look different. It'll be a little more of a glowing bluish green.
Right there.
There you go. Boom. Look at that, folks. Boom, boom,
Told you,
boom,
it just keeps going up and down.
boom.
That's
This is-
I-35.
This is live. Power flashes. Oh.
35.
This is live. Power flashes. Oh. My goodness. Okay, so that's Norman. We have problems.
Yeah, that's people losing power.
Yeah, and by the way, no rain down in Norman. That's the gust front. Gust front's way ahead of the line.
Look at the
All
semi stopping. Oh, there, it
also-
went dark.
Power flashes in Stillwater as well by Vaughn.
right. Okay. All right, so power flashes. We've been having that the last hour and a half across the metro. You just saw that live on News 9 down in Norman. Power flashes, power flashes, power flashes. Let's go to Von Castor up in Stillwater. Like we said, it's going down Highway 51. Let's go to let's go to Vaughn and get an update from Vaughn. And Vaughn, power flashes going on everywhere. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, David. I'm on the west side of Stillwater on Highway 51. These power flashes came from the south side of Highway 51 to my southeast. So somewhere on the southwest side of Stillwater, we had some pretty strong winds. Just about 3 power flashes. That was about it. But that's enough to do some damage, David. Back to you.
Yes. Yeah. Vaughn, again, Vaughn's in Stillwater. Let's go back to Links 1. And Vaughn's going to chase this all the way to Arkansas tonight, right, for our sister station. And he's been doing a great job for us today down here in our viewing area. But he's here. Little weak area of spin we had earlier, still hanging on, but damaging winds coming into Stillwater. It's going to go right down 51, folks, over to Yale. And then it's just going to keep going into Tulsa. And the bow on this continues to become a little more bow shape, which means the winds are going to be stronger. So damaging winds, Stillwater. The whole area is severe. Winds along this line, 50, 60 miles per hour. Let's go to Marty Logan. Marty's now west of Morrison, just east of Perry. Let's get an update from Marty Logan. And Marty, what are your winds right there? Vaughn's got power flashes. Vaughn has power flashes down in Stillwater. Go ahead, give us an update.
Yeah, we're dropping south on 177, and I've been listening to Vaughn. We're looking down there for power line flashes. There is just a little bit of a lowering. It's going to be just to the west of 177 as we go south. West of 177 as we go south. Well, just saw something else. I'm looking at it too, right over the highway south of us. But so there's some lowerings to our south. We don't see the power line flashes from this angle yet, but we are watching that whole horizon as we drop south towards Stillwater. Now our winds are, let me see if I think we've got north winds here. Yeah, north winds probably in the 40, 50 range as best as I can tell right now. I'd have to stop and get a true measurement on them. So we're going to keep an eye on this as we drop south towards Stillwater.
Nice job. Okay, so there you go. And Marty, he had the first tornado of the day. There you go. And Marty, he had the first tornado of the day out in the Panhandle, out in Beaver County with Val. It was weak out in Beaver County with Val. It was weak, it was brief, but nonetheless, we did have one tornado out there today. But so Marty's gone from Beaver County. Now he's in eastern Noble County, almost to Pawnee County. It's a lot of travel, folks. It's a lot of driving. And by the way, these are the worst driving conditions on the planet, right? Can't see, blind. By the way, these are the worst driving conditions on the planet, right? Can't see, blinding wind, rain. Anyway, hats off to these guys and gals at Chase Forest here. Hats off to these guys and gals at Chase Forest here at News 9 because they have no quit in them. They just keep going. All right, so there's Marty because they have no quit in them. They just keep going. All right, so there's Marty coming into Morrison. The whole line's still severe. Back into northern Oklahoma. Let's jump back north here. And look at Vaughn's shot. Man, Stillwater's just getting hammered. All right, so running from Schuyler to Burbank to Fairfax to Ralston. Justin, do we still have Brandon W. in here? Is Brandon still with us?
He just went to KO.
We just lost him to KO. Okay, that's what he's
like 2 minutes ago.
That's fine. That's what he's supposed to do. So he's going to be, that's Brandon, who was with us all afternoon, all evening. He was live. He did a great job today. He's going down Highway 60 and he's going to make his way all through Osage County, all the way into northern Oklahoma. He'll be chasing down Highway 60 and go over. It's going to make his way all through Osage County, all the way into northern Oklahoma. He'll be chasing near Veneta later tonight. He's into Burbank right now. All right, so this is your leading edge of winds, 50 to 60, damaging winds running from Granola to 4 Acre to Shiloh to Burbank, back down to Ralston, back to Pawnee. Get ready. Here comes the wind, Pawnee, and some hail. Now let's go down the line here just a little bit and a little bit. Okay, look at this bow. Look at that bow. And this is where your strongest winds are going to be, right in here, right there. That anywhere along this bow, and especially as you get closer to the center, just like a big snow plow.
Agra reporting lost all power.
Where'd you say?
In Agra.
Oh, okay.
Robin Marsh actually just texted and said that East Moore is out of power as well.
East Moore is without power.
Power outages are starting to go up on the website as well. We're up to about 547 only, though, in Oklahoma County, but that will likely go up pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're not finished yet. Okay. Del City without power, Jen just says. So, yes, people in the dark, no power. You can still watch us on the stream. Winds up here are still going to be 50 to 60. You might get a gust of 75. And again, everything moving off to the east, right? So, yeah, lots of wind in here, moving east. There's your gust front coming in on Chandler, coming in on Meeker. Get ready, Shawnee. There's your gust front now moving through McLeod. And now into Moore. Power outages scattered across from Oklahoma City down through Del City, down into Moore, down into Norman. We're going to have some power outages. Okay, so Jeremy Carter's right here. Let's check back. He's right on the leading edge of the gust front. Let's go to Jeremy Carter and bring him back in. Jeremy, what do you think? You're in the southeast metro there, and the gust front just went over you just a few minutes ago. What do you think? What's your wind doing right there?
Well, my wind ain't as hard here as what it was earlier. I think there's some stronger winds. Well, my wind ain't as hard here as what it was earlier. I think there's some stronger winds back to my north. But I've been watching my camera, and I'm shooting it back on the metro. And, I mean, as the lightning was earlier today, continuous, so have the power flashes been as I look back at this storm and look what's going on. It's knocking the power out just about everywhere. There's power lines. You know, there's going to be bumps. There's going to be power flashes. Everybody's going to have to really just expect that, David. Back to you.
Jeremy. And he's moving east and southeast bound down towards southeast metro and eventually down in towards the Shawnee area along I-40. So we'll keep him moving east with this main severe line. I want to point out there are additional storms along I-40. So we'll keep him moving east with this main severe line. I want to point out there are additional storms we've been talking about out west coming through Clinton. Let's go back to Links 1. And this is on Links 1. I'll show you the big view. This is the first problem we have, right? This is the first problem. And Big Bow Echo, folks, this will be in Tulsa here the next hour and a half. It's moving east at 60. It's going to hammer Tulsa like it did Logan County and Payne County. Wind 70 to 80, might get a little stronger than that. And then we have more action going on from Clinton, Cordell, Carnegie, back to Hobart and Mangum. These storms are all severe. Winds 50 to 60, might have some gusts of 70, right? And it's moving due east. So these will come into Oklahoma City. But if it stays like this on the map, Cobra, a little thunderstorm they're trying to develop. These go over Carnegie, Gracemont, Norman. This will, again, Oklahoma City gets this too, but I'm talking about this back in here, which is a little bit stronger. Pretty good hail core. Yeah, look at that, man. All right, let's go to Brandon Pennell, and he's in Colony, and his wind, let's see, has he had the other gust front? Let's go to Brandon. Brandon, what do you think? Are you behind the gust front? Are you out ahead of it? Which I know you're just east of or north of Carnegie there. What do you think? You're just southwest of Colony.
Yeah, David. I mean, we just continue with this strong north winds. I mean, times that I'm gonna say at times it's 50 to 55, and we're still pretty. I mean, we're well ahead of the main line. At times it's so dusty, you know, you can only see probably 100 feet because of all the dust blowing off the fields. A lot of lightning back to our west, and Justin and I were just talking about that. It looks like there's some spin starting to develop. Maybe it's going to try to form a little complex just on the northeast side of Hobart and probably pivot at some point. And we're trying to figure out exactly when I need to drop south to get in front of that when it comes probably pivots up and maybe to the south metro. Back to you.
Oh, that's what it says? Okay, great job.
Back to you.
Oh, that's what it says? Okay, great job. Brandon, we're talking about data here, what we think and what's going to actually happen and what some of the data is showing. Let's go back to links 1.
While you're looking at that, David, Perkins had a 70-mile-an-hour wind gust,
Okay.
and Norman a 62.
62 in Norman. That's about what we've had in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
63, 64, 65. This is another complex of severe storms down in southern Oklahoma. And the model data had this earlier. It's kind of gone back and forth on this. Does some of the data still have this? I mean, there's a lot going on down here.
Right.
No, the 3Z doesn't have that complex at all.
Oh, wow.
It didn't even develop convection west of 81, south of 40.
Wow. Okay, that's impressive because that's a wall of severe storms and a lot of heavy rain. Man, it's great rain for western Oklahoma. This is so good.
And could easily keep the rains going across central and here across the metro.
And
could easily keep the rains going across central and here across the metro.
Yeah, okay,
You know, expands bigger complex.
So I tell you what, Cassie, let's do a storm track.
Power outages just bumped up to 40,000 across the state.
Yeah, power's out of east side of Stillwater per Vaughn.
Okay.
As well, going with those power outages.
All right, so there you go, and you can see clearly where the line is. We had storms down south. Okay, those are down in southeast Oklahoma, and then this is all the new activity coming through right now with all the power outages there. So, 20,000. Is that the total number you came up with?
Statewide is 40,000.
Statewide is 40.
It's
Total number you came up with?
statewide is 40,000.
Statewide is 40.
It's doubled in the last 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah,
So these
we're-
numbers will just keep fluctuating.
Yeah, oh, right, sure. Sure, but the crews, they can't just go out and run out in the lightning storm and start messing with, it'll take them a little
Right.
while. And the storms just keep going, so if you've got storms going on. Here's your big view. And nothing in the north and west now, you're out of it. You're out of it, it's over with for you. But Lawton, this thing might try to come down towards Lawton. I know through, obviously, northern Comanche County, Grady County, Caddo County. This is what's coming your way, and this is all severe. Moving off to the east, and right here to the east, and right here, the big high wind, damaging wind event is running from where Vaughn is, back down to, into Lincoln County, moving into Creek County. It's going to Tulsa. So solid squall line here, called an MCS. And then we have severe weather in the southeast. Some big storms down there going on. But this is pretty impressive, man. That's a pretty stout line of storms. No air going on. But this is pretty impressive, man. That's a pretty stout line of storms. No more severe weather for you in Enid or Fairview or Kingfisher. You're going to have some more rain there. But here in Oklahoma City, we're going to have some more storms trying to build back in, coming down I-40. You're going to have some more rain there. But here in Oklahoma City, we're going to have some more storms trying to build back in, coming down I-40. Or this might stay along and south of I-40 and kind of impact the South Metro the next couple of hours. All right, so let's go back to Vaughn. Is he still in Stillwater? Is he still with us? Vaughn, is he still in Stillwater? Is he still with us, or has he gone to KO? Okay, let's go to Vaughn Castor on the east side of Stillwater. And wow, man, visibilities are nearly zero, or at least very, very low. Vaughn, what do you think on the wind there going through Stillwater?
And I tell you what, David, for the last 45 minutes, I've been battling 50 to 60, sometimes 70 mile an hour gusts. All of the east side of Stillwater is out of power. The west side had power. So east side is without power. East side is without power. A lot of rain. I'm telling you, not only battling the wind and being able to see
West of Laverne. Back to you, David.
Okay, yeah. So, Laverne got hammered. That was a big, nasty, gnarly storm up there. That was that supercell. It had a tornado on the ground, like Marty said, northwest of Laverne there. And it was wrapped in rain. We did have that one picture of it from the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. Looked like he was at his house, and he could see it. It was just a cone, kind of not real visible, but hit a barn, hit a house, blew out some windows and things like that, and also wind damage up there with some big hail. So Laverne and around Laverne got hit with that tornado, and then also damaging winds and damaging hail. All right, so the main line continues to press off to the east. Severe weather moving into Pawnee County, eastern Payne County, Lincoln County, and then down into Pottawatomie County. Let's talk about our friends over in Shawnee. No tornadoes for you, Shawnee. Not out of this. We are watching it, but your gust front's moving through. That'll go ahead and end that tornado threat, by the way, which is, there's nothing over here that's even concerning at all right now. Yeah. But your gust front's coming concerning at all right now. Yeah. But your gust front's coming through right now through the northern sides of Shawnee. It's going to be a northwest wind. Wind's going to pick up, and then the rain starts back near in the cloud. The question is, this rain is trying to just hang in the South Metro and then move east, but there will be more rain that comes out of southwestern Oklahoma right here. That's going to go through Gracemont and Carnegie and Hobart. That's going to make its way into the Shawnee area just a little bit later on tonight. You still get a little bit of rain in Shawnee, but I think the heaviest will be just a little bit later. Here in Oklahoma City, our highest winds now are in the East Metro, moving into Lincoln County, southeast Oklahoma City. And the winds in here are going to be 50 to 60, some gusts to 70. Talking about Chandler, Stroud, Shamrock. Talking about Chandler, Stroud, Shamrock, Prague. And there's your leading edge of the wind. And that green blob that's blasting east, again, it was going to give you winds 50 to 60 miles per hour. And damaging winds. Could see winds in there 70, maybe 75. And notice where the bullseye is, it's going to Tulsa. So Tulsa's going to have problems here. It's coming for them shortly. And Bob is down here in Bristow. He's waiting on that. And right at the apex of the bowl, or the bulge right here, near Shamrock, is where the winds are stronger. And moving east. Moving east. Okay. It's a lot of water. It's a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, loud. And what's the count up to now for power outages?
Let me look.
You're at 40,000 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, 56,000 now.
56,000. Okay.
Yeah, it's just jumping. So Oklahoma County. What?
Are you on?
Yeah. Am I? Is my mic dead?
I can't tell. My IP might have died.
Am I good or is it dead?
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
My
It's
bad.
you, David. It's you, David.
Hang on
Okay.
a second.
Okay. 17,000 are without.
Hang on
Okay.
a second.
Okay. 17,000 are without power now in Oklahoma County. Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Okay, David. Logan County about 800. Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Okay, David. Logan County about 845, and Cleveland County. Let's see.
How many did you say for Oklahoma County?
Oklahoma County reporting 17,000.
Wow.
Yeah. it takes it a while to update. It's lagging.
Yeah, sure does. Yeah. Way lagging. But man, that's impressive. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people in the dark. So let's go to Valcaster. And he's here in Oklahoma City. Let's find out what about, 7,500. That's behind already. We're already up to, wow. I mean, it's just escalating that fast. So quite a few people in the dark. Let's go to Val. Val, what have you found here? What's going on with this?
Yeah, so we stopped over here. There's some emergency vehicles, and it looks like. Yeah, so we stopped over here. There's some emergency vehicles, and it looks like a wreck. I know it's hard to see because there's rain on the roof cam, but looks like they've had a wreck over here, probably due to hydroplaning or the weather or something like that. But we just came from the north, hydroplaning or the weather or something like that. But we just came from the north. Justin sent us up north to sample the wind. Turns out that 45 was about the highest we saw. We're headed back to the south now, possibly to catch the storms coming into the western side of the metro. But good news over here on the north side is that the wind seems to have calmed down, at least where we are right now, David.
It's calmed down big time, at least in that side of the metro. We have more rain coming tonight, but the severe weather is definitely off to the east and southeast. So great job, Val. And again, folks, of course, there's going to be accidents. People are ponding. The roads are ponding. People are driving through that, and they're sliding off, hydroplaning, and having accidents. So we got to be careful. Heavy rain, you got to slow it down. All right, so let's go to links one. So 2 areas of severe weather. This is now beginning to leave Oklahoma City, leaving Oklahoma County, over where we'll check in with Tom, by the way, coming up here. And then this is all just light to moderate rain, a little bit of lightning and thunder that's going to make its way down I-40. This is not severe, okay? From the Oklahoma City area, the heart of Oklahoma City, back to the west, just general showers and thunderstorms, big shield of rain. But severe weather does ramp back up once you get back down towards Fort Cobb and Carnegie, and that might build back into the northeast. It's certainly lifting northeast, and so this is moving out, and this is moving back in, and this is moving east, but notice at the same time, it's developing to the northeast, and hail sizes are kind of holding their own, nickel, dime, quarter, every now and then we'll see some golf balls between Hobart, Carnegie. Looking at storm strength, that has weakened. Yeah, it's weakened east of Rocky and east of Hobart. Still severe, don't get me wrong. But see how this is starting to lift up? That's going to come back into Oklahoma City. This right here, that'll fill back in. And then this is probably going to start to become the next MCS that's going to travel through Fort Cobb and right down Highway 62. Chickasha, this is going to hammer you in about an hour or less, right? And this is all just moving almost due west to east. Folks, we have storms all the way back to Vincent, all the way back to the Texas state line. And they're all severe back here. There's your green line. That's your gust front, right? Pushing to the south. And still, winds in here, 50 to 60. Could see some gusts to 70. But the severe weather now in the East Metro moving off to the east. Let's go to Tom Pastrano. Tom, I'm going to check in with him, and he's in the Luther area. And heavy rain. What do you think, Tom? What, your winds, I know they've come down some. Tom, go ahead and give us an update. You're in Luther, it looks like.
Yeah, I went down 66, and I had some pretty large trees as I was closer to Oklahoma City. And as I got east, I don't see as many trees on the road. There's quite a few traffic cones from the construction. There's also lots of water on the road. So it's been quite the obstacle course. But it doesn't look like it was as bad over here. Just based on the tree damage, maybe 40 to 50 mile per hour here. Just based on the tree damage, maybe 40 to 50 mile per hour wind. So it could be just slightly weakening. But yeah, we're going to go south and then head back towards the west, towards the metro as the storms come in. Nice. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Great job, Tom. So Tom's going to keep up with this a little bit longer here. And Tom earlier had winds in Oklahoma City 50 to 60. Now the strong, severe winds in Oklahoma City have ended. It's to our east, but more back to our southwest. Back to Lynx 1. And you can see the gust front here. See the red pushing to the south, and you get over here to the radar, and this is going to be all the green. So there's your gust front right here, running from Prague back down to Tecumseh, and then from there west of Gwinnett, Wayne, Payne, and this is a northwest wind, but there's no rain and storms down here. This is just the northwest wind, but it's pretty gusty. See the green line? There's your gust front. There's your gust front. And so winds behind that, let's query some of that, see what we have. Probably not too crazy down here, more of a southern push instead of an eastern push. So yeah.
35, 45.
Yeah. That's a spring day in Oklahoma with a south wind.
Yeah.
So
that's February.
Yeah. Yeah, or north wind, yeah. So 35 to 40, some gusts to 45 down here. That's going down towards Pauls Valley. Might kick off some showers and storms down here. It's a weak, temporary cool front. And so might kick off some showers and storms there, and this line certainly can. So we'll see what happens. Storms going up near Gracemont. Those are increasing, moving due east towards Amber and Chickasha. Other severe storms. Pretty good hail core north of Cooperton. And that's pretty good size. What's the hail size? What do you think we have in here? Okay, not crazy.
Yeah, it was golf balls earlier. Pulsed down just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, it was near Hobart. Okay, so that's come down. All right, so Brandon's in Binger, Brandon Pennell. And this whole thing is a little bit of a spin here. This is turning into another ball of energy that's going to move from west to east. Okay, and that's going to Gracemont, Anadarko, Chickasha, Norman, Moore, Noble. You're going to get this next line. And what's the speed on that? What do you think that? I know these are moving at 60.
Going at about 45 earlier.
45?
Between 45 to 50, yes.
Okay. So let's do a storm track. Let's get the speed figured out and then do a.
Yeah, it moved 28 miles in 30 minutes, so almost 60.
Yeah, it's still moving. Boy, it's moving. Boy, it's moving. And it looks to me like it's picking up speed. I think it was a little bit slower earlier, obviously, and now it's starting to pick up speed. It's taking on another gust front here, and that's going to rip through Carnegie and up Anadarko and Cement. All right, so Cass, if we can, maybe do a storm track, not on the Gracemont storm, but bring it in from like Carnegie back down to Cooperton, and have that moving due east at 55 or 60.
That's on links 3.
Okay, links 3 control room, and let's. Okay, well, okay.
Gonna do it.
Well, yeah, I
easterly?
was thinking. Yeah, I was just because this is coming off more easterly, so I was thinking from here down to about here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and just take that leading edge, just off to the east. Yeah, right down to like perfect, and then due east. Take it almost due east. Take it to Norman. Yep, all the way to yep. Perfect. Okay, so and we'll adjust the times here. That's that leading edge of this strong and severe storm here. So Cooperton, 11:46, Anadarko, midnight. Golden Eagle Casino, 12:11. Verton, 12:14. Amber at about 12:21. Chickasha, 12:23. Middleburg, 12:32. And Blanchard at about 12:35. And Ellick, not Alex, don't do that. Ellick at about 12:42. And Dibble at about 12:42 as well. So, just another cluster of intense and severe storms. And then once this goes by, it's still going to be severe and behind it for a while with damaging winds off and on, 50 to 60 miles per hour, nickel and dime, and some quarter-size hail. All right, so as of right now, we don't have any tornado warnings in effect, which is always a good thing. The strongest severe storms, we'll go back to Links 1, are moving into Creek County, and Tulsa's going to start to take over. They already are actually on this side of the state, and they're doing their continuous coverage now as storms are coming into their viewing area. But severe storms going right down Highway 33, going to Sapulpa. Look at that bow there.
Yeah, the wind within this, let me just kind of switch this over real quick. I'll show you.